Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the startling reality of how the sugar we eat silently impacts our bodies, literally from head to toe. It's so easy to think of a sweet treat as just a quick, harmless indulgence. But what's actually happening behind the scenes is this fascinating and, honestly, kind of concerning biological chain reaction every single time we consume added sugars.
Here is a roadmap for today's journey. We'll start with the added sugar problem, then ride the sugar roller coaster, look at the head-to-toe health impacts, dive into overworking inner organs, and finally, wrap up with breaking the sugar habit.
All right, let's jump right into part one, the added sugar problem.
So, how much added sugar is actually in your daily diet? Ask yourself that directly, because I guarantee the real answer usually shocks people. If you're just mentally tallying up the sugar in your morning coffee or that occasional piece of chocolate, you are missing a huge piece of the puzzle. When you start factoring in savory foods like breads, pasta sauces, reduced fat dressings, and even those supposedly healthy protein bars, the amount just skyrockets. Sugar is incredibly good at hiding in plain sight.
17. Yeah, you heard that right. That is the staggering number of teaspoons of added sugar the average American consumes every single day. To put that into perspective, that's roughly 270 calories of pure, empty added sugar. And the crazy thing is, it is incredibly easy to hit this number without ever intentionally eating a dessert, simply because it's baked into so many of our everyday processed foods. Now, here's a really crucial distinction we have to make. Our bodies absolutely do not need added sugars to function properly. Naturally occurring sugars, like the fructose you get in a fresh apple or the lactose in a glass of milk, they come packaged with nutrients, fiber, and protein. That packaging naturally slows down digestion. Added sugars, on the other hand, are just the syrups and sucrose dumped into foods during processing. They give you absolutely zero nutritional benefit.
I love how the American Heart Association illustrates this. They say, think of your daily calorie needs as a budget. You want to spend your calorie budget on nutritional essentials to keep your body running smoothly and efficiently, right? You should only use leftover, discretionary calories for extras with zero nutritional benefit. But right now, most of us are severely overdrawing our accounts with sugar.
Moving on to part two, the sugar roller coaster. Let's track what researchers call reactive hypoglycemia. The second you consume added sugars, an initial dopamine reward basically tricks your brain. By hour one, your brain is riding high on this surge of dopamine, while your blood sugar spikes, which forces your pancreas into overdrive, desperately pumping out insulin. But then by hour two, that overcompensating rush of insulin drops your blood glucose off a cliff. And by hours 3 and 4, boom, you hit the inevitable crash.
So, you know that dreaded 3 p.m. candy bar craving? It's not just a lack of willpower, it's a direct biological response to your earlier sugar spike. The classic symptoms of reactive hypoglycemia, we're talking sudden brain fog, jitteriness, extreme fatigue, irritability, and sweating, happen because your body is literally panicking. When your blood sugar drops too fast, your system triggers intense cravings for more simple carbohydrates to regain balance, which traps you right back on that roller coaster.
Which brings us to part three, head-to-toe health impacts.
Let's start with something you might not expect, your skin. Healthy skin relies on flexible, bouncy collagen and elastin protein fibers. But when you have excess sugar floating around in your bloodstream, it actually attaches to these proteins. This creates molecules called advanced glycation end products, appropriately known as AGEs. These AGEs literally stiffen and break down your collagen, causing your skin to lose its elasticity and age prematurely with wrinkles and sagging.
And then there's this massive number, 2.5 billion. According to the World Health Organization, that is how many people globally are affected by tooth decay. In fact, it is the single most widespread non-communicable disease on the planet. This whole epidemic is directly fueled by plaque in your mouth, converting the free sugars you eat into highly corrosive, tooth-destroying acids.
Let's dig a bit deeper in part 4, overworking inner organs. When you take in an abundance of fructose, you set off a really dangerous internal cascade. Step 1. That fructose rushes straight to your liver for processing. Step 2. Overwhelmed by the sheer volume of it all, your liver has almost no choice but to transform the excess directly into fat. Step 3. This fat accumulation leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And finally, step 4. The resulting chronic inflammation can cause severe scarring, known as cirrhosis, which can eventually cut off the liver's blood supply entirely. And this damage silently echoes throughout your entire body.
For your heart, extra insulin from a high-sugar diet inflames your artery walls, making them thick and stiff. For your pancreas, as your cells slowly stop responding to insulin, this poor, overworked pump has to push out more and more until it literally starts breaking down, driving insulin resistance. And for your kidneys, excess sugar forces them to release sugar into your urine, which severely damages their very delicate filtration system over time.
Okay, let's talk solutions in our final section, breaking the sugar habit.
So, what is a realistic budget? The American Heart Association has very clear daily limits for a healthy sugar budget, and it really highlights just how far off the mark we usually are. The limit is 6 teaspoons, which is about 100 calories for women. For men, it's 9 teaspoons or 150 calories. Now compare that to that massive 17 teaspoons we actually average every single day. We are way, way over budget.
To cut back, you really have to start reading nutrition labels and keeping an eye out for sneaky aliases. Sugar hides in foods you might not even consider sweet. Things like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, malt syrup, agave nectar, and evaporated cane juice. They might sound totally natural or harmless on the back of a box, but your body processes them all as added sugar, kicking off that exact same roller coaster of insulin spikes and fat storage.
But here's how you can actually fight back. First, add slow-digesting protein and high-fiber foods to your meals. This stabilizes your blood sugar and keeps you full, completely preventing that nasty crash. Second, it is a proven fact that you can actually retrain your taste buds to crave less sweetness over time by just slowly reducing your intake. And finally, when you absolutely need a sweet fix, swap in some fresh fruit. The natural fiber in fruit acts like a built-in brake system, totally slowing down the digestion of its naturally occurring sugars.
Keeping your health budget in mind, I want to leave you with a question to chew on today. Something to help you break the cycle and take back control of your daily energy. What hidden sugar will you swap out today? Will it be that afternoon soda, maybe a sweetened yogurt, or even the hidden sugar in your favorite pasta sauce? Remember, small daily changes can completely rewrite your biology over time. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, enjoy spending your calorie budget wisely.